Covidmity is a combined website and app that culminates tips, tools, and resources in order to provide assistance and build community during this pandemic. The first feature of our website is a COVID-19 motivational tip randomizer, which has 4 distinct categories. When you click on one of the buttons, you are led to a random generator of tips specific to that category. And this was all coded using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. When you click on the button, another tip and corresponding image appears that relates to the overall topic. Keep doing it over and over again, and you'll keep getting multiple tips. So this same logic applies to 3 other categories, which include dealing with teenagers' concerns, and talking about COVID-19 to a young child, and lastly, self-care tips. All of our tips from the randomizer actually come from helpguide.org, and we put the link to it, and when a user clicks on it, it'll open in a different tab, and we put this link so that users can learn more information and figure out where exactly our tips are coming from, as well as the source's validity. The next feature is the COVID resource generator. So essentially, a user could note down how many people are part of their direct household, and using JavaScript, we would generate a couple of essential items and how much on average a family of that size would need weekly. We do this for milk gallons, masks, and soap. For example, if I had 4 members in my family and I put 4 and I press enter, I get 4 milk gallons, presumably 1 for each member of the family, 56 masks, 2 masks per person per week, and 1 shared liquid soap container per week. We accumulated the numbers and the formulas we did through using our own personal experiences and surveying other people. If you try to put in a negative number, then you will receive a notification to enter a number 0 or greater. To expand on this project later on, we were thinking of incorporating a future supply tracker, as well as come up with a database of costs from a variety of stores, so a user would know where to efficiently find the said items they need. We would also have a login where users would be recommended products based on their preferences and what they may need. Our last page has more information about our app, which will now be explained in detail.
So this is a web app created using the Kiwi Python module that is basically, the web app is going to sit on your computer, and what it does is it pulls the latest news for either coronavirus updates from across various sources of reliable websites online, and it also pulls different stock market trends and movements, which you can use to kind of analyze companies during this time, during the bad recession and the bad financial situation that our country is in. And additionally, you do have to provide your first name, last name, and email before the program works. And the reason that these are there are for a later reference, so we can send out newsletters and kind of get Covidmity into kind of a full-fledged organization and company. So when I run the app and open it up, what's going to happen is it has a very simple UI, and what it has is it basically tells you for COVID news, you have to either put you just click on COVID news, and what it does, it gives you the latest breaking headlines for COVID-19. COVID stocks gets the latest market changes and strategies. You click that button, and before you do that, nothing is going to work till you fill out your personal information. So first name, last name, and this. And now what's going to happen is you're going to click COVID news. And the reason that COVID news does take a bit of time and a buffer is because it's looking over 300,000 resources and pulling you the most relevant ones at the same time through the Python News API. And then we're going to click COVID Stocks, which uses an unofficial Robinhood API to get the different information and strategies on how to go about investing. And all these changes will be saved locally in the Kiwi News folder, which you can kind of set up your own file path for through the program. And you'll have the stock movements here, which are basically all the stock movements, and you kind of read out about the stocks, biggest gains recently. So I guess United Airlines had the biggest gains. And moving on, you're going to have the update links, and that's going to be the corollary of the update headers. And the update headers basically gives you the most recent, extremely relevant headers. And these ones are basically the ones that get pulled like probably per the 5 minutes from the news API. And I decided to put the headers in one doc, and if you're interested in one, you choose a corresponding number. So say I was interested in Egypt's one-day coronavirus infections at a new high, I would go to the update links and I would look at the corresponding text, and all the sources are reliable, as you'll see: Washington Post, Times of India, Al Jazeera, all reliable sources. And that's basically how the program works, and the code is kind of here, and I can't go to the top because there is some sensitive information, but other than that, the news puller API is here. It's very simple. You just get an API key and get the data, and that's it. And the web app is theoretically just supposed to sit on your computer and be there for forever use. Click it as many times as you want, and it'll keep working.